right, here we are running into the end of 2007. We got Rockies. I'm the Rockies, of course, simmed all the way from 1993, their expansion year. Had been playing every game, like entering the game, and I mean, you still kind of sim it, but you make the decisions. Now, so that was 93. It's now 2007. So just halfway through this season, decided to turn it over to Joe Torre, who is my manager. Hired him, 2 years ago? Not last year, 2006 when we won it, but the year before that. Let's check it out. We'll confirm here. Personnel, Joe Torre. Here he is. Here's his career: Mets, Braves, Cardinals. Obviously, in real life, came to the Yankees. In this game, became the third base coach of the Expos, Mets bench coach. So he was in New York. And then I hired him as a manager in 2005. That was one of our decent years, 10 games above 500. Missed the playoffs by 3 games. '06, then we were solid. Won the World Series. Can't get much more solid than that. And now '07, even a better record. However, we are 10 games out because the Dodgers are ridiculous. So we did make the wild card. We just clinched. So, what, 2 games ago? Not this last game, but the game before that. Let's check things out here. Here's the standings. Dodgers won over 100 games. They still have A-Rod, of course, whom they signed many years back in this game. When did they sign him? Does it even say here? Um, Signed prior to 2004. So coming into 2004. So, but he was is that the extension? He was on them. Yeah, I guess that's right. He was on Seattle and then was a free agent in '04. So they had him '04, '05, '06, '07. It just seems like he's been on the Dodgers longer than that in this game because I have to face him all the time. But I mean, he's a no doubt Hall of Famer. Look at all these MVPs. He won several in a row back in the 90s, 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. So 5, 6, 7 in a row. Three, four, 5, 6 in a row. 6 in a row. Unprecedented. So he's ridiculous. He's the game's best player. He's the first best shortstop in the game. So having a real good year. I mean, not hitting 300. Didn't hit 300 last year either, but he's got 41 jacks and he's slugging well over 500, slugging 550. Dodgers also have Kershaw, the top prospect in the game, #1. Michael Pineda, the #5 prospect in the game. So they're looking solid. They're going to be tough to take down well, I guess we will face them because we're the wild card, and I think they have the best record in baseball. So the looks like some other news. Jeff Bagwell, 3,000 hits, is it? What's it say here? 3,000 hits and getting near 500 home runs if he does another year. I mean, he's 39, but what he had 11 jacks this year. Still hit over 300. Didn't play all the games, 122. I don't know if he was hurt some of it, but he's still around. He's doing awesome. We won the wild card 2 games ago, and Arizona was the team trying to keep up with us. Now they're 4 games out from us, the wild card. But they were our final and still are our final series. So we won game 1 against them 7-1. And then we just played them after we clinched the wild card. So I thought maybe we'd take it easy. No sign of that. We shellacked them 21-6. We had 21 hits. That was at home, of course, Coors Field. Looking at the box score, several players with 3 or more hits. Helton 1 for 2 because he got walked. And then they pinch hit, which is good. Get him out of there. We got it 1. He's not really going for anything. You know, he might be going for the batting title. He's close, I think. We'll check that out. Pujols 3 for 5. Ian Stewart's been a stud for me at second base. Got almost 100 ribs, 28 jacks. Seth Smith has been good, 2 for 3. And Justin Miller got the win. didn't pitch great, give up 8 hits and 4 runs in 5 innings, but good enough, I guess, when you're scoring all those runs. Let's check here statistics. And yeah, Helton is 1 point off. We got Durazo of Arizona in first place. So we got what, 1 game left? 1 game left. So we'll see if he can do it. Let's sim that out right now. Let's see if he jumps him here. Got to keep Durazo from getting hits, and Helton's got to get probably a couple. Let's go back to our message here. Let's check out stats. Looks like he went up, but so did Durazo. So Durazo winning it at 364. We won the game 8-6. Helton was 3 for 4. Man, he did everything you could. He's 1 short of 100 ribs, but we got 3 guys at 100, and then 2 within 3. Durazo also went 3 for 4. So good for him. He had a great year. How many years has he been around? Look at that, 70 contact. He's 33 years old. He's been with the Diamondbacks his whole career. He's a free agent after 2009, so he'll be 35. Maybe he'll retire. But several-time All-Star. He's been a stud in this game. Good for him. I think that'll be it's got to be his first batting title, I think. Let's check history. Here's all the accolades, awards. Rookie of the Year in '99. Many-time All-Star, Silver Slugger, 2000. Here's ranks. Okay, first in, what is that? Doesn't say. Oh, games started. First in games started in 2003. Hits, yeah, you'd probably be up there higher in hits if you're the batting average leader. He was 6th and 7th. Nothing to be ashamed about. I don't know if they list batting average here. Oh, here it is, average. Yep, so 5th was his best in '99 and 2000. But he's had a solid career, so good for him winning the batting title. Good for us finishing the season on a high note. Nye, I just extended him to a 2-year deal. He's 34, so we're going next year on 3 mil, and then the next year after that, a team option on like 2.8 mil. But I like his control, good control. I really like his personality, clubhouse leader, and highly regarded by teammates. We traded for him this year. He was doing real well with Texas and hadn't been doing great before that. As you can see, ERA, where is it? ERA 5.11 in 2005. Now, in his around 30 years old and stuff, he was well above average. ERA plus here, 100 is average. He was 117, 115. But then he kind of went downhill. So I figured he's having a good year this year with Texas. Only 35 innings, but doing well. So traded for him. And if you're above average at Coors Field, we'll take it. And he's 107. So, and he wants half the money he's on now. So I figure that's a good deal. We'll go ahead and do it. He's well known locally as well, so that helps our fan interest and such. So he got the win. That's where we're at here. Let's see, what else were we going to look at? Maybe some owner goals, because I did enable that. I enabled owner goals, which I hadn't done because I didn't want to get fired the whole sim since '93. Now I can get fired now that I'm comfortably winning. So it's the pressure's on to keep it up high. So and I enabled owner goals, so it makes it kind of more, I don't know, realistic. Sometimes they have dumb goals like this one, extending Joe Weaver. Yes, I love his ratings, really good according to my scout, which is very high, but wasn't getting it done. And I don't know, this year like 90 ERA plus. Now 2006, 109, not bad. He did lead the league in walks per 9, so I like that. And he was real good in 2005, but it's like he's kind of declining. He was real good in '04. Now he was a reliever these years, so then Torrey decided to make him a starter in '06, and he went downhill. He was still above average, and this year 10% below average, so 5.26 ERA as a starter. mostly. Now he's a reliever now, so they didn't move him back to the pen. And actually, I would be curious to look at his splits here. Let's look at is it double split here? Yeah, as a reliever. Let's look at his ERA plus. So it's 109 overall. What is he as a reliever this year? 94. So he's actually quite better as a starter, right? Let's see if we can go back to that. As a starter, what is he? Um, where is he? Here he is. 89. Okay. Yeah, so I was thinking that's right. He's under 100. He's at 90 or whatever. So he's about the same. About the same as a starter, about the same as reliever. So I don't know if he's worth getting back. I mean, he wasn't on huge money. 5.6 mil though. That's not chump change. Like, what do we have? I mean, we have a decent amount here. We got 32 mil for extensions, and that's going to be around what we have for free agency. But we do have the sixth highest player payroll, so if we keep bumping those up, I don't know if my owner is going to just keep giving us that money. So I didn't really like that he wanted us to extend him. I guess it was a low priority. Maybe I didn't have to do it, but I just did it for what 2 years and a team opt out after the first year. So we got him next year. We'll see how he does. If he pulls his weight, we will ask him back. If he doesn't, I won't ask him back. So I pleased the owner, I think. I mean, he said, yeah, good job, extension signed. Team record, he wants to reach the playoffs, so we've achieved that. That's also a low priority. Interesting. Average priority, acquire a most valuable player. Pujols has been an MVP, but we already had him, and then I enabled the goals. So I guess he doesn't really like that. He wants us to get another one or something. I don't know. Very high is build our farm. Currently 12th, so that's good because we were 24th. I didn't know that this must have just come out or something, or it knows something I don't. But yeah, we were not great, and I do have good coaches in the minors to develop guys. So hopefully that's bumped us up. We're getting closer to 6. That's a very high priority. He won't let me discuss that with him. And then improve your team record in close games. Okay, I guess there's no progress for that. Build a championship team. That's what I'm trying to do. So let's go back. That's what we're going to do. We're going to look at our messages. Maybe that was being a new prospect list, but it's not. It's player development update. Musina, he's 38. He's going downhill a little bit. He hasn't been doing great as of late. Do we have him signed, through 2008? So we got one more year with him. And it is a vesting option, which he reached. 28 games started. He reached that this year. So he'll be back next year. He's extremely popular. That's good. Hopefully he retires after this, if I mean, because he's average ratings wise, I guess, but I don't want to have to not sign him back and piss people off because he's very popular. Tulo going down. Okay, that's interesting. He's 22. I mean, he didn't go down a lot. He went one tick on the ratings, but on several categories. Spire, AAA guy, Romero, AAA guy. Here's a prospect and rookie ball, and another rookie ball pitcher. Those guys going up a little bit here. Um, okay, so it looks like that's really it. Here's a single season record for strikeouts per 9. This is just they give you these little blips. Nolan Ryan in 87 had 11. Anyone recently? Not really. Ankiel during the sim in 1999. How's he doing now? He's 28. Um, he's doing okay for something ERA in the National League, low to mid fours. Ridiculous stuff, but movement and control are below average. And he can hit. You can see here 60 power. I mean, I wonder how he's hit. Let's look at his OPS plus. Wow, it's been ridiculous over the last several years, like well above 100. Do they give him a lot of at bats? 126 plate appearances, 100. So I think that's I don't know if that's many more than you'd normally get. Like he had 66 games, I guess batting, so pitching as well. I would assume. Well, let's check. 2003 was his most at bats. He had 66, and '02 he had 77 games. Is that what he pitched? 02, 34 game. Oh, so I guess is that just as a batter? So maybe they, yeah, it looks like they might have, huh? They pinch hit and stuff with him. 66 games as a batter because when you go to pitching, he's got like 34 games. 34 games started. So yeah, I guess maybe it's both. Maybe batting, you hit and pitch, I guess, right? So maybe they did it once in a while. That's cool. Have game log maybe, huh? Let's look at that. This is this year. What are we on here? Yeah, at bats. So what is he not getting them? Is this right? I don't know what's going on here. There's like a couple at bats. Did he not get him these games? I guess was he a relief pitcher and he just came in or something? Maybe that's what happened. They have him as a reliever now. Yeah, that could be. I guess he was a relief pitcher, and then what is this? Here's at bats, and then I don't know, maybe they've been hitting him more, letting him hit as of late. That's cool. Into March. Oh, I guess this goes up, huh? Oh, yeah, that goes up. So this is the latest here. They haven't been hitting him. He's been a reliever. And maybe he was a reliever here too. I'm not sure, but he was getting at bats. So I assume a starter. Anyway, I mean, it'd be wise to hit him. He's doing really well, and he's got pretty good power and average or a little below average otherwise. Okay, anyway, let's keep scrolling. Here's the power rankings. We're fifth. Mets looking really good. They got a bunch of good young players. Jose Reyes, 24. David Wright, 24. Brent Bonivico. Is that how you say his name? Real life never made the bigs. Bonvecchio. Big time power guy. 36 jacks, 112 ribs. Dan Phillips, who I traded to the Mets. He was a good outfielder for me. What's he rated? He's 11th best outfielder. I liked the deal though that I got for him. Some pitching. I remember Bobby Parnell, who is up right now, but I put him in AAA. But he was having a good year with the Mets. Was he a former top 100 guy? He was. He was actually a top 100 guy when I got him. 47th ranked prospect as a starting pitcher. So I got him, and then this Noah Hall we just threw in the mix. Um, yeah, well, I don't even have to see him. Noah Hall, he was a middle infielder. Threw him in the mix. Now they had Matt Holliday, but he's out now for the season. So I traded them Holiday and Hop earlier in the year. But they're above average, slightly above average hitting. Stolen bases, they're first. They can run runs against and pitching. They're very good. They're fifth or better everywhere there. So Brian Bannister, he's been a great pitcher in this game. Won the Cy Young 2 years ago in '05 and was an all-star the last 2 years. Didn't make it this year, even though now he's having a good year. Maybe he wasn't at the all-star break. I can't remember. But they have a solid team. So that's the Mets first in power rankings. Astros next. Zobrist, young shortstop. Garcia Parra, 34 years old. They got him at first. Lance Berkman still around. He's 31. Was the number one prospect in this game at one point back in '97. So he's been with the Stros this whole time. Wise to keep him. Hunter Pence, the second best shortstop in the game. He is out though. Out for only one more week, but 24 years old. Did I say second best shortstop? Second best right fielder. I don't remember what I said. Berkman's still the first best center fielder. And then Scott Kennedy, first best middle relief guy. Stros, pretty good pitching, pretty good hitting. They're just pretty good all around. Already checked out the Dodgers. Here's the Yankees. This will be it. We'll look at the Yankees and then we'll go to the playoffs. So Yankees, Melky Cabrera, 23 years old, high contact guy, of course. This guy Brent Horsman leading him off, I suppose. Robinson Cano at short, 24. John Rodriguez, 29. They got a lot of good young players. Marcus Giles, 29. All these guys are under 30. Cooper, he's not he's a DH, but hitting over 300. They're first in runs scored. Yeah, they can hit first in all these categories. First in bullpen ERA. So Robert Mercedes is their closer, 23 saves. He's one of the veterans on the team, 34 years old. Anthony Vararo. Yeah, I don't remember this guy, but he sniffed the bigs there in real life on Atlanta and Boston. Otherwise, it was more of a AAA guy. Looks like he's kind of a cancer on the team. People have grown tired of his act. He is the top. He is a number 16th ranked prospect right now in the top 100. So he's up. He's doing well for him. Jeter is out for the playoffs 2 months. Bernie Williams out 3 months. He's 39. He's been with the Yankees his whole career in this game, in this sim. That's respectable. That's awesome. Too bad he's hurt. Good for Bernie. See if the Yankees can make the World Series. They're the top NL or AL team in the power rankings. Here's the Red Sox. We'll check them out. I said we do that would be it, but we'll check them out. They got Euclid 28, Pedroia at short, Tarek Graham. Where is he? I don't see him listed on left fielders, so must be below. Well, what's he listed as here? A left fielder. Yep, must be below Watson, who's a stud defensively. But they've been starting Graham, hitting over 300, 185 at bats. Got him from Kansas City. Hanley Ramirez, high contact guy. There's Taguchi. What are they at? First in batting average. So they're definitely more of a hitting team. Pitching average to below average. 6th at starters ERA and 11th in bullpen ERA. Although Justin Masterson, their closer, at a 1.05 ERA. Only 7 saves, so they brought him up, but maybe into the closer's role recently. But 42 innings this year, so has been getting a decent amount of innings. They have the number 6 prospect, Anthony Rizzo. That's their only good guy, their prospect. All right, so I'll show you that's the Rockies here. I love our team. Helton, first best first baseman in the game. Pujols, first best third baseman in the game. I had him like in left and trying different things. Ended up putting him at third. I had Stewart at third, but he can play second pretty well. So he's been getting reps at second. Gotta love him. He's on the minimum. He's still young. It says 15th best second baseman. I mean, I think there must be a lot of good second basemen because he had almost 100 ribs and 28 jacks. Tulo, second best shortstop in the game. I mean, we're stacked right now. James, we've had for a while. He's a power hitter, hitting 5th, 32 jacks, over 100 ribs. And we're, of course, first in all these categories. That's in the NL. Pitching, almost last, almost dead last. There's 16 teams in the NL. We're 15th. So we'll see if we can hang on. Again, Musina has kind of been going downhill at the end of the year here. Nye has been doing okay. Miller's been doing pretty well. 4.15 ERA at Coors Field. That's pretty good. Casimir, we've had him for a while. He's been bouncing between relief and starting. But this year they decided to move him into the starter's role because I dropped Cook to AAA, and then Casimir went into the starting position, and I brought Cook back up once the 40-man expanded rosters hit. But Torrey decided to put him in the pen, even though his ERA isn't great. Him and Weaver, some of the lower ERA pluses for us: Crockett, Cook, Weaver. This is as a starter. I was going to say, I don't think Crockett was that bad. So let's go back to, I guess, none here. There we go. And we'll look at ERA plus. So I guess Crockett, yeah, only 5 innings. Yeah, I guess because we brought him up. Last year, though, he was okay. 5.23 ERA, not great. Was a starter, 8-8. And then, yeah, he was down in AAA most of this year. Wasn't doing so hot. Oh, well, yeah, you know what? What is this here? 3.76 ERA. I thought that was wrong. It's because right now we're not an ML. we're at all levels instead of major league. So there we go. Finally, it's accurate. Oh, maybe not. What's going on here? 5 innings pitched. As you can see down here, he's got 52 and a 3.76 ERA. So I want major league and no splits. So that should work, but for whatever reason it's not. I don't know what's going on. It says double split as starter. So I got to go none here. There we go. I think we got it now. Finally, we got it. So where is Crockett? See, he's actually well above average, 126 ERA plus. And as I was saying, here's Cook and Weaver, a couple of my lower guys. Hughes, this is disappointing because he is in our closer role and he's got 36 saves, but look at how ridiculous his ratings are. He's just not doing well. And he was a many-time All-Star. He was the reliever of the year last year. I signed him in the offseason. I was all excited. Got him through 2010. So, 4 more years. 3 more, I guess. He's got an opt-out before the 4th year. Player opt-out and team opt-out. Because I thought, he'll be like 35. I might not want him anymore. But we're going to have to put up with him next year and the next year for sure. So hopefully he turns it around. He is extremely popular, so that helps, no doubt. And I mean, his ratings are really good. So I don't regret signing him, but he's not had a very good year. All right, that's enough. Let's go to the playoffs. So regular season ends. Here we go, entering into the playoffs. Um, looks like we got our hitting coach in AAA retired. We got to set our playoff roster. Justin Verlander out from the Tigers. I mean, their season's obviously done now, but he's out for all of next year. He's only 24, but he was a good prospect in this game, ranked number 3, 4, and 5. So too bad for the Tigers. That stinks, like in their last game, I assume here. Robinson Cano and, as we know, Rubio Durazo, batting champs. And now we will go ahead and set the playoff roster. So, who do we have here? Let's check it out. Red Sox versus Yankees. That's we're used to that from the mid 2000s. A's versus Tigers. So, like I said their season was done, but they're still in the playoffs. And then us versus Dodgers. Mets versus Astros. Okay. Let's get back to the playoff roster. So, here's eligible for the playoff roster. It's a shame I'm not going to be able to keep Albert Bell. I signed him as a free agent. He's 41 years old, and in 14 at bats, that's not a lot, but he was a pinch hitter because his defense is atrocious now. He's definitely a DH type guy, but he slugged over 1,000, over 1.1, 2 homers and 14 at bats. I mean, he was ridiculous, but he's not eligible for my playoff roster because he was not. I didn't bring him up until the roster expansion, and I don't think I can move him over here, can I? Yeah, I mean, I don't see him. He's not on here. So, yeah, we can't do that. It says here had to be on the active roster or the IL the day prior to roster expansion. So, these are the guys that are all eligible, and I think it's just basically, everyone that's over here because I don't think we had anyone on the IL. Everett's a little bit hurt, but it's minimal. So, yeah, this is the playoff roster. Gerald's we brought up. He's been doing well. Brought up from AAA earlier in the year. Tulo, Pujols, all the regulars. Jason Nix and Noah Hall. We got 2 infielders. Hall we got in that trade with the Mets. And Michael McHenry. Was he a top 100 guy? He was one of my better. Yeah, he was. He was one of my better prospects. And brought him up as our backup catcher because we got Ionetta, who's a stud in this game. What's it have him ranked as a catcher? 5th best catcher. Overlooked him earlier when I was going over it. But 29 jacks last year. And pretty good defensively. We have a catching coach who's outstanding I think. Let's see. It's one of those things. Legendary, he's even better. Legendary at teaching catchers. So you spend time with him, you're going to be a stud catcher like Ionetta. He's gotten a lot better defensively. So anyway, that's our playoff roster. Looks like we're all set. They usually go with a four-man rotation once you hit the playoffs. So we put Casimir back in the pen. We got three lefties now in the pen. Let's go ahead and start the day. So we'll sim through today. Here we go. What's the important message? Just season ends. Okay. We knew that. Let's check out the Dodgers. A-Rod, of course, their best player. Here's the matchups. Billingsley going first. Mussina and Hamill, etc. So here we go. Game one. Was it at Verse? So yeah. Oh no, we're at LA. At LA game one. Let's do it like, yeah, we'll do this. We'll enter as the box score. So here we go. Game one, oh, extra inning loss. That hurts. 11 innings. Dodgers got one in the bottom of the 11th. Let's see what happened. Yeah, Billingsley pitched well. Threw, well, 5 innings of 4-hit ball. I mean, I guess well enough. Top of the first, Pujols hit a jack. Gomez off a Crockett reliever. Tulo with a run-scoring single, and then Burrell a solo, a walk-off jack off Gower. So Tulo with 3 hits. That was really our main production, besides the Pujols homer. And Marr only gave up 1 earned run. Did he get hurt or something? I don't know why we took him out. He was pitching well. 82 pitches, so I guess he threw a lot for 4 innings. Trevor Skirpton came in. We picked him up off waivers. We had him back in the day with our squad, and then he got waived by Houston. I think they just didn't want his contract. He's on $2 million. That's not terrible for a decent reliever. But he came in, gave up 1 run. Crockett gave up another, so Penn didn't do great there, middle relief, and then Gower got the loss. So that's tough. Here was our lineup. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, Stuart, it's what we've been doing. Ionetta, Seth Smith. All right. Well, let's go to game 2. Let's do it this way. We're gonna go to scores so we can check out some of the other games here. So we got Mussina against Hamill going. And on the other games here, we got Mets who are 0-1. So Astros took that game. And first game of the series for the AL. Okay, yeah, so we're a little staggered. All right, so let's go ahead and sim this one. Oh, let's sim the Mets Stros first. Let's see what happens. Stros taking a 2-0 lead. So remember, this is best of 5. So Berkman with his second jack of the series. They're looking good. They're looking like they might take it from the Mets. Here we go. Let's quick play ours. So Mussina versus Hamill. Ooh, 0-2 now. We are on the brink as well. A 6-0 win. We got 2 hit. A-Rod with a jack. Russell Martin with a jack. I mean, the Dodgers are good, but man, I was hoping to put up a little more of a fight than that. Martin with a 3-run homer in the second off Mussina. A-Rod a solo shot off Mussina. Is this going to be it for us? Here's our lineup. I like what we did. Man, all these guys, though, no hits. When I say I like what we did, I like how we set it up. Pujols, James, Stewart, Ionetta, Seth Smith, one of the 2 hits we had. Yeesh. A-Rod, 2 for 4 with a jack. Mussina, 4 innings, gave up 5 runs. Penn did okay, did fine. But we were already kind of out of it at that point. So let's see what happens in the AL. Boston winning 4-3 over the Yanks. And over here on this side, we got Oakland taking it to them, 11-2. They have Juan gone, 37 years old. All right, let's finish the day. Next day is off. It's a travel day. So Now we will be. Oop, I finished that day, and that's okay. We'll go back and look at what happened here in the AL. So now we will be at home, at least, at Coors Field. Let's go back here. Let's see what happened. We're even at one all around in the AL. 14-8 New York over Boston. And here we got 6-0 Tigers over the A's. Okay, so let's go back to the next day. Stros Mets. Let's do that one first. Jason Jones against Jan Herman. And Mets hanging on for dear life, a 2-1 win. No home runs, big time pitchers duel. I doubt that'll be what happens at Coors Field, but let's see. We got Justin Miller going. He's really been our best pitcher. You know, still not great, but a 4.15 ERA. Going against Eric Thompson, a 3.91 ERA, 13-game winner during the regular season. Here we go. Can we stay alive? No, we lost 5-7, and we suffered an injury, which doesn't matter anymore because we have been eliminated. So let's check out the box score. Dodgers going, yes, swept us to the division series, going to the championship series, league championship series. A-Rod with a run-scoring single off Musina. Is this one? Didn't he just pitch? What am I missing here? Oh wow, we brought him in relief. So did Miller? I don't know. Something happened. Well, Skirpin got hurt. Then we brought in Musina. That's kind of interesting. Gave up 3 hits and a run. So yeah, I did read that right though. Gomez hit a run-scoring single off Musina. James for us with a home run, and then Victorino a triple off Crockett, kind of to put it, give him that insurance run. I guess that was in the 6th, and then their pen did a great job, held us the rest of the game. Steve Kelly, Matt Latos, Mike Lyons, and Jamie Eppender holding us scoreless. After really getting to Thompson, we got 5 runs on him, so it was looking decent. So we're done. Well, so let's keep simming things out here. We'll see what happens. So yeah, we'll go to the next day. I guess we got to finish today. So Houston and New York. New York hanging on. See if they can. Who's going to play the Dodgers? And then here in the AL, we are tied at 1 all around. So let's finish this one. Detroit taking a 2-1 lead over Oakland, winning 3-1. Jeff Jenkins with a jack. And here, Yankees Red Sox. Yankee is going up 2-1. They did look like the stronger team in the power rankings, latest power rankings. Here we go. Can Houston advance? They do. They win 7-4. Former Rocky Tony Dermenzev with a jack, and David Wright with a jack for the Mets. But Houston going to be moving on. So Garcia Pera and Berkman, Johan Santana and Burns, 2 12-game winners. They'll be moving to face the Dodgers in the NLCS. And now we still got an ALDS to finish up here. No one has swept. Rockies were the only team swept, unfortunately. So here we go. Tigers, A's. Barry Zito going for the A's. He's 29. He hasn't been like nearly the Zito he was in real life. He had one good year in '99. He was an all-star. ERA plus a 115, 122 in 2000. So he was actually better then. And then, he was above average in 02, 03, but just well below average all these other years. He's 29 years old. We'll see if he can keep Oakland alive. Going up against Matt Wheatland, 25 years old. Here we go. Let's sim it out. And Oakland staying alive, 5-4. Taking that win, getting 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Winning at home. So that series is tied at 2. Here we go. Boston, New York. And this is tied at 2 as well. So both games going to a game 5 in the ALDS. Boston winning by 1 run, 2 close games. Got their 2 runs in the 6th as well. I guess Oakland's were in the 8th. But no home runs for anyone in the AL. All right, let's finish today. So those NL teams are having to wait for another one. Oh, nothing scheduled for today, so day off. That's right, because it's going to be a travel day. Game 5 going to be at the better record. So Detroit and New York. Here we go. Let's see who's going to take this one. Oakland taking it on the road. Is that Ricky? Ricky Weeks. He's solid in this game. His second jack of the postseason. And they got 4 in the top of the 9th. Wow. Red Sox, Yankees. Here we go. And Red Sox winning. So both road teams, 18 hits for the Red Sox, 6-0 win. Just put them away. An authoritative win there. So we got A's and Red Sox. That's definitely a bit of a shock. Would have taken the Yankees, but that's baseball. Makes it fun. So here we go. First game of the NLCS. Dodgers, who swept the Rockies against the Stros. Johan Santana against Chad Billingsley, 2 aces of each team. Billingsley, 14-game winner, 3.19 ERA. This game goes 10. LA walks it off in the bottom of the 9th at home. Yeah, we can look at glance here at what happened. I guess we don't have the write-up. I don't have team write-ups. So not sure if it was a walk-off solo jack or what. Here we go. Home runs. Matt Kim of the 6th. No, it was not. Looks like it was not a walk-off home run, but it was a walk-off nonetheless. So Dodgers staying unbeaten in the playoffs. Let's finish today. We'll go first game of the ALCS. Boston and Oakland. Clay Buchholz against Jason Grill. Buchholz not great in his first debut. Grill got the loss, but a 2.57 ERA. And Boston takes it to him. 11 runs. Scoring a lot of runs is Boston. And they go up 1-0. No home runs, even though 10 hits, 11 runs off 10 hits. So let's finish today. We got Boston. Oh, did we miss? Did I? No. Oh, yeah. It looks like LA. I missed that game, so I finished today. LA got the win here, so they're up 2-0 now. So they're still unbeaten. 8-6 win. Both teams scoring a couple runs in the 8th. Houston with a couple home runs, but LA also with a couple. They got Trot Nixon. That's right. Really good defensively. Hasn't been great as of late, but was good earlier in his career in the 90s, late 90s and such. Okay, so that was LA up 2-0. Now we are on. We got a day off here, I believe. Is that right, or I just need to finish this day? Either way, we'll click finish today. We'll go back and check it out. A-Rod was the player of the game on that last one. All right, so yeah, that was okay. So this was the one. Here is the one we just simmed. So Oakland winning 8-4 over Boston. Series now tied at 1. Wong Gone with his second jack of the postseason. Pedroia with his second jack of the postseason. Couple other stats up here. So let's go to the next day. Now it's LA at Houston. Houston undefeated at home, so something's got to break here. We got Thompson, who's been getting rocked with a 10 ERA in the postseason against Jason Jones, who's got a 2.57, 0-1 in the postseason. So something's going to break. and it's not LA. They remain unbeaten. They're up 3-0. Are they going to sweep their way to the World Series? That is what the Rockies did in 2007. They had that crazy streak at the end of the year. They just stayed hot. They swept their way in the World Series, and they won so quickly that they had the layoff while Boston and New York went to 7 games, and the Rockies had like a week and a half or something. It might have even been 2 weeks. I don't know. With the travel days and stuff, it was a long time. They had layoffs, and then they got smoked in the World Series. So it's unfortunate because I really think they had all that momentum. I think if they just kept playing, they would have won the World Series. Anyway, that's where we're at here in the NL. Pretty fascinating. Let's finish the day. Go to the next day here, which will be the ALCS. Series tied at 1. We got Ben Sheets going for Oakland and Papelbon, who's 1-0 but with an 8.22 ERA in the playoffs, going for Boston. So here we go. Oakland winning in extras, getting 1 in the 10th, and then securing the win 5-4. No home runs. Player of the game was Ben Sheets. Pitched a gem. Let's see exactly. Well, 5 innings. He didn't even get the win, but he kept him in it. 2 earned runs, 5 innings, gave up 8 hits. Looks like Lynch blew the save and got the win. So they didn't want to give it to him. And there wasn't a whole lot of offense. No home runs. So 5-4. Although there's quite a few hits. 12 hits for the A's, 16 for the Red Sox. They're really hitting well. Oakland's up 2-1. And yeah, again here, LA up 3-0. So let's finish the day at Houston. 2-1 Houston now at home. Can LA stay undefeated? Oh, did I miss it? Oh, here we go. They do. So they win 16-6. Wow. I mean, they're just rolling. Are they going to have too long of a layoff? They're just rolling. Matt Kemp, player of the game. Burrell with a jack. Beltre with a jack. Kemp also with a jack. They win 16-6, just sweeping through. And here we got, oh yeah, we saw that one. Okay, so I think I just didn't sim this one. So 5-4. So now we're on the next day here. Oakland up 2-1. Let's finish the day. See what happens. Series tied at 2. So Boston getting a win, 11 hits. They just always seem to be getting more hits than innings. They're solid. Anibal Sanchez, player of the game, 6 1/3 innings pitched, only 2 earned runs, 5 Ks. And Jorge Delgado for the Red Sox, also a good performer, number 3 performer of the game. So here we go, series tied at 2. Let's see what happens. We got Jason Grill for Oakland. Low, bad ERA is what I mean by low. High ERA, I should say. Low is in performance-wise. Going against Clay Buchholz, 1-0 with a mid-4s ERA. Let's see what happens. Oakland getting the win. So they're up 3-2 now, 6-3. Winning on the road. No runs after the 5th. Sean Burrows, 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. Alex Cintrone, 3 for 4 with a jack. And Ryan Ludwig, 2 for 4 with a triple. So let's finish the day, move to the next one. Is it going to be a day off? Make those make those Dodgers wait even more. It's like 3 or 4 days already so far. And we are at game 6. Oakland leading 3-2. We got Clayton Richard going for Boston, 1-0, 4.79 ERA. Zito going for Oakland. No decisions yet in the playoffs. 5.25 ERA. Can he lead Oakland to the World Series? Here we go. We'll find out. And Oakland winning in big time fashion, 14-1. Wow, 18 hits. Boston with 1 home run, and that's their only run. Matt Evans, Juan Batista, Ryan Ludwig, all with jacks for Oakland. So big time win. Zito got the win. First decision of the playoffs, down to a 3.93 ERA in the playoffs. Juan was the player of the game. Oh, I went to game log. I guess I meant box score. Here we go. Let's see how Juan did. He's hitting third for him, 3 for 5 with 6 ribbies, 4 jacks in the postseason with 13. So he had almost half his ribbies this game. That's the time to do it. Brings Oakland to the World Series. So we got Oakland, LA, 2 California teams. I wonder if that's ever happened before. Not that I can remember. Let's look at the history of both these teams. Maybe I can finish the day and then click on them here and see. Yes, we can. So here's the recent history. LA lost in 2005 league championship. I mean, they've had a good record though every year. This was just finally their breakout year. Let's see, how do we get to history? There we go, info and history. So here's champion. Let's see, can I sort by that? No, I cannot. We'll just scroll down. When was their last championship? Here's playoffs on the left. So last championship was 1988. And was that also the last time they made the playoffs? No, they did make it in 05. Yeah, we saw that. 05. But last championship was 1988. And before that was 81. Does it show what their team was? It might. It does. That's pretty cool here. Dave Anderson at short, Tim Belcher, Kirk Gibson. Yeah, that's cool. That was their squad back then. 88, Gil Reyes. Yeah, Steve Sachs. A lot of guys that I recognize coming into the 90s. Fernando Venezuela, of course, was a stud. How did he do? Here's their pitching stats. Can we sort by ERA? We sure can. They had Oral Hershiser. He was 29 years old. Venezuela, 4.24 ERA. Only 5-8 at 27 years old. So didn't have a great year. Hershiser with a 2.26 ERA. He was their horse that year. 267 innings. Wow. So that's LA. They're going for their first title since '88. Let's check out Oakland. Let's go to their history. And on the left is playoffs. On the right is champion. So in 04 in this sim, they made the playoffs. Back in 92, before we started this sim, we started in 93. So this in 92 was real life. They made the playoffs. In 90 in real life, they made the playoffs. Yeah, they were good in the late 80s. Dennis Eckersley coming into the 90s. They won it in 89. Wow, so Dodgers won it in 88. A's won it in 89. And one of them's going to win it here in this sim in 2007. So that's enough of that. Without further ado, let's get rolling. Did we ever look at their actual lineup? I don't know if we did. Kurt Suzuki, third best catcher in the game. Juan we saw. He's the second best left fielder in the game. Alex Cintrone, 13th best shortstop. Really, this is like kind of Moneyball because, that's 3 guys that are good. But they got all these guys that are like not ranked real high. Even Ben Sheets, in real life he was good, but in this game, 27th best starting pitcher. He's their ace, 4.07 ERA, not outstanding in the NL. And yeah, I mean, they've just gotten hot here. Second in base running, third in runs against. So, they've been good at pitching all year. They've just kind of, good as in like above average. Just kind of been above average in all these categories. Juan 24 jacks. He's their leader. All right, here we go. So Sheets against Billingsley, 2 aces. Both of them 3 ERAs in the 3s in the playoffs. And we go 10 innings. We go to extras. LA winning it 4-2. Billingsley, the player of the game, 7 innings pitched. Only 2 earned runs and 1 walk. Ben Sheets also did well, 5 1/3, 2 earned runs. He did have 4 walks, but struck out 6. And James Loney 1 for 1 with a jack and a walk. I wonder, what did he also get hit or something? I don't know why he only had that low amount of plate appearances. Oakland had 2 errors. Maybe if he reached on an error, that would count as an at bat. So anyway, A-Rod with his 3rd jack of the postseason, and also Loney and Kemp. So LA yet to lose in the playoffs. They're what, 9-0 now? 8-0. 8-0 now. So now Oakland's still at home here. Jason Hamill for LA, 1-0 with a 2.92 against Jason Grill, 1-2 with a 6.28. Can LA continue winning? Looks like that layoff did not hurt them because they won their first game. Oakland wins 5-4, game 2. Ricky Weeks, player of the game, 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored, 1 run scored, and 2 walks. So he was on base all 4 times. Jason Hamill pitched well. A-Rod 1 for 3 with a jack, despite the loss. Shane Victorino also a jack for LA. So Oakland, no home runs. They didn't have any yesterday either. So no home runs for Oakland in the first 2 games. We're tied at 1. And I just clicked finish that day. That might finish the next one. No, it did not. We're at a travel day, tied at 1. We'll finish today. Move to game 3. Going to be at LA now. So finally, LA gets a loss. We got Barry Zito going for Oakland against Eric Thompson. Thompson, a high ERA, but he's 1-0. Here we go. LA winning again, 6-3. So was that just a glitch on their little bloop on their radar? Little outlier, that one loss. A-Rod with his 5th jack of the postseason. He just seems to be hitting them all as of late. Riggs and Kemp also with jacks. They're just hitting home runs. Oakland not hitting any. Player of the game, Matt Kemp, 2 for 4 with a jack, 3 ribs. Eric Thompson, 5 2/3. Gave up 7 hits, but only 1 walk, only 1 earned run. So here we go. Let's go to the next day. We'll see. This is projected starters. That may change once we click finish today. Looks like it's still the same. We got Tony Pierce going for LA, 2-0, 3.52 ERA against Dallas Braden, 0-1 with a 6.14 ERA. We're at LA. LA up 2-1, and now up 3-1. A-Rod with another jack. Oakland still no home runs in the World Series. A-Rod 2 for 4. I wonder what he's hitting. Let's look here. A-Rod batting 348 in the postseason. Matt Kemp 432 with 5 dingers. Both of them with 13 RBIs. 26 RBIs amongst the 2 in the postseason. Trot Nixon with 7. Burrell with 6. So LA still rolling. What a job by Pierce. 6 innings pitched, only gave up 1 earned run, and then the pen did a great job to finish it up. So we are at 3-1 now. LA, they're going to be at home. They've won 10 games already in the postseason. They're 10-1. Oakland's 8-7 because they kept, LA just swept through every team, so they've played less games. LA can clinch here at home. Let's see if they do. Oakland's got Ben Sheets going, 1-1, 3.71 ERA. Chad Billingsley, the ace, he's got no decisions yet in the playoffs. Can he get one now? This would be the most important time to do it. 3.18 ERA. Here we go. Let's see what happens. And LA winning the World Series, winning 4-1. Just have been pitching outstanding. Did A-Rod hit another? He did not. But Matt Kemp did. 6 jack the postseason, and Trot Nixon did. Billingsley 5 1/3, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 Ks, only 4 hits, so under a 1 whip for that day. Great job, LA. They looked unbeatable. only lost one game in the playoffs. As the Rockies, I guess you'll settle for that. You lost to the best for sure. Now we got coming up is going to be off season for us, for the Rockies here. I'm sure we'll get a little message here saying congratulations to the Dodgers. Here it is. They win the World Series. Here's some other Braulio Castillo for doubles. That's right. He was a double machine back when I had him. Todd Helton in 99, but Braulio just crushing doubles. Anyway, that is the final video of 2007. I'll go through the off season and stuff, and we'll jump in with the next video to 2008. Hopefully, I'm not fired. I guess I find out here when the off season hits. If so, I'll do a video telling you I'm fired, and we'll go from there. I don't know what we'll do, but we'll go from there because I do now have owner's goals and can be fired enabled. Let's see if anything has changed. Looks like my owner is still very happy, still prioritizes profit. He's hands off. You know, we've met several of these goals, pretty much the low priority ones we've met. Yeah, so now it says your farm is 28. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's going to have to once, I guess maybe now off season, maybe we're just a little lower than we thought. So we're going backwards there. That's a very high priority. Not good if that's the case, but we're still doing well. I know we just lost in round one, but we had a good season, and I'm excited for next year. We got all these guys coming back. We're really not losing anyone, that we value. We might ask Trevor back. I don't know. He didn't do great. He's 34. He's well known, but I think we got room for other good relievers in the minors, and we might sign a guy. So that's all the pitchers. Other than that, just Noah Hall was did okay. I mean, he slugged 463. I like that with us. Hitting the high 200s between us and New York, mid to high 200s. But he's a backup. I mean, he's 30 years old. He's a backup guy. He's unknown amongst the fans. He's a leader. I like that. But, we might bring up a guy from the minors or something to be a backup, although our farm system apparently stinks. But I don't think he's worth $3 million. I think that's too much. The minimum is like 300,000. We can sign a guy, for less than that. I think that can fill that role. So anyway, thanks for watching. That's it for today. Stay tuned for the next video. That'll be jumping into 2008. Or I could always, I guess kind of toward the end of the off season, and coming into spring training. So